What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Wallet Monkey channel. Let's grow your wallet. Today, what we're going to talk about is turning credit into cash, right? This is a popular strategy. We've talked about it in a few different capacities before. We did a Navy Fed video talking about how you can get it off. We'll link that, hopefully link that card up above, or you can search the channel. And then we talked about how people used to do it with Apple. Now, there's also a component of manufacturer spending with this, which we'll touch on as well. But here's the basic strategy, is that you go in, buy something with your card, you figure out a way to get a refund on that, and then they ask you, how do you want that refund? Well, I want it on my debit card. So what have I effectively done? I spent money with a credit card. I got it back on a debit card. Now, this could be because of a legitimate reason, because buyer's remorse, that's a real emotion, or because you're trying to get credit off that card. I mean, it's not really up to anyone to determine if you're like legitimately having buyer's remorse or not. That's entirely up to you. I would say that overall, I don't know how this strategy is really looked at. I guess it's going to be up to you and your kind of moral compass if you want to engage in doing this. But again, I'm just laying out the data, laying out the facts for you. And manufactured spending, how that would come into play is if you're doing that as a means to try and generate rewards off of that, then understand that now we're getting into the category of manufactured spending. Or if you just don't know any better and you're at the you still got the sign up bonus on your card, well, that would be considered manufactured spending. Okay. So please be mindful of that because this is highly frowned upon. A lot of times they'll try and claw back the rewards if they find out that you've done this. You could actually lose the account. They could shut it down. It just depends on what company. The bigger banks are definitely very aggressive with this. A lot of times they will bring in multiple review teams to assess the purchase or whatever. And if they smell any kind of funny business, then they will not hesitate to claw back for any reason the rewards. And they say that in their TOS. So please understand the risks that you're running, that you can lose the rewards at minimum or possibly lose the card depending on what kind of stuff you're doing. So some of this definitely gets into fraud. Some of this definitely gets into shadiness. Again, it's entirely up to you if you do this. I'm just telling you like the data, right? How do you do this? Where accepts this and everything in between? Well, if we think about it logically, then the high spending places, the luxury brands, just about any jeweler company or jeweler will allow you to do this. Meaning they will allow you to make a purchase. Now you can take the product out of the store or leave it there. I've even heard with BJ's, some people leaving it there. My brother's going to pick it up. It's a birthday gift for this guy or for that guy. I bought it for my brother. I bought it on behalf of this person. It's going to be a birthday gift for this guy over here, right? Like any good, well-crafted story just about works in that front. And so you can choose to take it out of the store or leave it in the store for somebody to come back, get it later, and then they don't come back. A week later, you come back and get a refund. Or if you take it out of the store, then with Apple, what everyone would do is they would just buy all the stuff, walk out the store, walk right back in and do a refund. Some stores will charge you a restocking fee, a headache and hassle fee, or some kind of fee to take it back. Be sure you understand this in advance because that's a pretty high ACH fee that you would be having just to turn credit into cash, right? Essentially, if you've got a good story, if you carry yourself well, if you're a confident individual, then you should be able to pull this off just about anywhere, right? And I think that's why a lot of people don't do this because it's not a very easy thing down the middle. You do have to, especially if you're doing this on purpose and you know what you're doing, then kind of have to pre-think this out and figure out your game plan and make sure that you understand all the elements to what you're getting involved in. That's why it's like, we're talking about this in a general way, but please understand that this is highly customized to you as an individual and keep that in mind. I would also say that this is definitely not for everybody because, like I said, you got to be a confident individual that holds yourself in a certain way to be able to pull this off, right? Pull it off properly. So anyways, that's it. That's the strategy. So what's interesting is like they even talked about this in Sicario, the movie. So you can go back and look at that. Because I think somebody was doing it with a banking product. And this actually can happen. This is possible. They didn't just make that up. Some banking products, if you overpay, they will just kind of set it over here off to the side. And that money is now money that you've overpaid that you can draw off of. And there's different instruments with different banks that you can do this with. You can do this with phone companies too. Overpaying on your phone bill, a lot of times a company will just cut you a check and send it back, because you're not supposed to be overpaying. Phones, definitely, some of these companies do this. I'm not going to tell you which ones. It's up to you to figure that out. But think of that. If you're trying to do this strategy, that's what you want to be thinking about is who would not be able to accept an overpayment, but they're not going to bounce it, or not bounce it, but they're not going to return the check or return the payment because it's ACH, whatever. Maybe they can't, maybe they don't want to. They're not going to return the payment, but what are they going to do with that extra? And if it's a company that like you go digging through TOS, you know for a fact that they have to cut you a check or they have to get that money back to you, then they're going to cut you a check. Like that's how it's going to go. And then you just got to cash the check. You've effectively turned credit into cash. So again, it's hilarious to me that this topic is like, I don't know, there's so much like mystery around it when I think it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. And again, it's just up to you if you want to actually engage in doing this. But yeah, just a little creativity, a good story, and you're off to the races. So anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section on anything we just talked about. And I always love hearing from you guys. You guys have amazing input. And then also too, recently we just turned on membership feature. We got approved for that. Yay. So that means you can join the Wallet Monkey Club down below, and you'll just get access to more video earlier and exclusive content that we release here. That's different than the Patreon. Go and check out that if you want to support us there. You'll be seeing all the Patreon names on the screen right now. Those beautiful people allow us to stay motivated, stay engaged, and continue to make amazing content for you guys. So thank you so much to everyone for your support. It does not go unnoticed. Next, lastly, you're still here. 60% of people are not subscribed. That's crazy, right? If you like personal finance, credit cards, all the stuff we talk about, then stick around. Hit the subscribe button. That way, every time you go back to your newsfeed, you'll see us in there, right? We upload daily, and this is the kind of stuff we talk about. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.